So Year 9s, we're carrying on with the work on the Fire of London. We made notes last week. We had lots and lots of information about the Fire of London, and we organised it into those 6 categories. We've got buildings, streets, people, animals and other information, weather conditions and equipment. And then we'd finished off by looking at reasons why it spread so quickly and separating that from reasons why it caused so much damage. So you'd got 2 colours and you were highlighting one set of information in one colour for the reasons why it spread so quickly, and the second bit for why it caused so much damage. So if we can get date, title and learning objective down, then we'll just move on. So if we just remind ourselves what we're putting into each paragraph. So the first paragraph is going to be an introduction to the topic of the Fire of London, including times and dates. Paragraph 2 is going to be about the spread of the fire, explaining how it spread and what caused it to spread. And then paragraph 3 is going to be summing up the damage caused by the fire and the effect that it had on the city. So we're going to make a start on actually writing now. So we're going to work through this together and do one paragraph at a time. This isn't an assessment. It's just about how you can structure your writing, make sure it's nice and analytical. So paragraph 1, we're introducing the topic of the Fire of London. So we want to have a topic sentence. We could have something like the one that you can see in front of you now. In 1666, the city of London was completely destroyed by, and finish it that off. And then go into a little bit more detail about when it started, where it spread to, and so on. Okay, so what I'd like you to have a go at doing now is spending 5 or 10 minutes writing that introductory paragraph about the Fire of London. So when you've done your first paragraph, we're moving on to paragraph 2, explaining what caused the fire to spread. Okay, so look at all of the things on your grid that you've highlighted as A's, things that caused the fire to spread. And you can start off again with a topic sentence like the one that we've got on the screen. There are many reasons why the Fire of London spread so quickly. The first of these is, now when you're doing this, try and go into some detail. Don't just put the first is there was lots of rubbish in the streets. Another reason is the wind was blowing. Explain why the rubbish in the streets would have caused the fire to spread quickly. Explain why the the wind blowing is going to make the fire spread quickly. Explain why the houses being close together are going to make the fire spread quickly. So don't just list the reasons, try and go into a little bit more detail. Okay, we've got a word bank on there, we've got some of the sentence starters. So again, another 5 or 10 minutes to have a go at paragraph 2. Paragraph 3 is explaining the damage caused by the fire. So we could start off with a topic sentence, something as simple as the fire caused a great deal of damage. You might want to extend that sentence, but that would be absolutely fine as it is on its own for the topic sentence. And then we need to go into the detail about the damage caused. Think about all of the information you were given about the amounts of houses that were destroyed, the percentage of the city that was destroyed, the businesses, the churches, and so on. Think about all those people that were sheltering in tents on St George's Fields and more fields. So all of that information can go into paragraph 3. Now we are just going to extend it slightly and put in a 4th paragraph. This is going to be your conclusion, so summing up the effect the fire had on London. Your conclusion might only be a couple of sentences long, okay? So we've got here, the effects of the fire were widespread as, and then we've got the examples, 80% of the city was destroyed, it burned for 5 days. The result of this was, now we've got how many lives on there. Remember, it did say only 6 lives were officially recorded as being lost in the Fire of London. It's likely that many, many more were actually lost. But think about the businesses, the homes, and so on. Okay, so again, 5 or 10 minutes to have a go at writing your conclusion. Finally, I just want you to go through this checklist. So it says, look at your analysis of why the fire spread so quickly and why it caused so much damage. Have you written in paragraphs? And then a few things to focus on. Temporal connectives, remember, they're the ones to do with time. So I'd like you to circle your temporal connectives in one colour. So the following day, later that night, 5 days later. Circle your causal connectives in another colour. So words that link cause and effect, because, consequently, so, therefore, for this reason. Those sorts of connectives are called causal connectives. Have you used a topic sentence to start each paragraph? And have you written a conclusion? For those of you who are off self-isolating, I would like to see these 4 paragraphs that you've written. So if you can send me a photo of your work, email it to me, that would be absolutely fantastic. Then I can just check in on what you've been doing, make sure we've got a really good understanding of writing to analyse, of using the different sorts of connectives, and also of using topic sentences. Okay, well done.